This is the Influencer Entrepreneurs Podcast with Jenny Melrose, where I strategize with business owners on how to grow and scale their businesses to hit their income goals. This is episode 159 of the Influencer Entrepreneurs Podcast with Jenny Melrose. Today, we're going to be talking about how to market your business idea with McKenzie Cunningham, of the founder of Surshi. We're also in this episode, you're going to hear McKenzie and I talk a little bit about mindfulness and her journey to deciding upon her business idea. This is an episode where if you are really looking to get on the right path with your business for 2020, you are going to feel so inspired and ready to move forward. McKenzie's story just blows my mind, and she is actually one of the people that you'll hear me mention in the interview that I didn't meet online first. I actually met her in person first because she is also a No Tribe member here in Charlotte. So I would love it if you are listening in to take a screenshot and make sure you tag us. You can tag me at Jenny_Melrose and at Shop Surshi for McKenzie. All right, you guys, let's dive in. All right. Hi, McKenzie. How are you?
I am so good. How are you?
I'm very good. I am so excited about this conversation. Will you start off by introducing yourself and a little bit about your business?
Yes. So I will be as short-winded as possible, but who knows? But my name is McKenzie Cunningham, and I am the founder of Surshi, which is really two different businesses. So for consumers, it's a subscription box that helps change the way that you shop, which allows you to support female-owned businesses, shop local, and give back for only $49.99 every 3 months. What a friggin' steal. And then if you are a female business owner, an entrepreneur, it is a very targeted marketing platform that helps deliver your brand, but more importantly, your story to the people that are looking to support a business exactly like yours.
Okay, perfect. And I love the idea behind it. And something I should have said too is you're local to me. You also live in Charlotte. So McKenzie is one of the rare people that I actually didn't meet online first. I actually met her in person because she is a member of No Tribe.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, there's a couple of princesses playing in the Queen City.
Yes, exactly. All right. So tell me about, where did the idea come for Surshi?
So I'm going to get real deep on you. I'm very woo-woo and spiritual. I'm all about a sign. So maybe October of last year, I woke up one day and was just like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. I'd had resentment towards friends or things that had happened. And I could just tell the way I lived my life every day that there were things that I was angry about or things would annoy me or whatever. And I just woke up one day and was like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. So I started going to therapy, which I loved so much. And that really started kind of a spiritual awakening for me. And I don't know how to describe it other than that. But I just started seeing signs that I was doing the right thing, and I started to feel a lot lighter and thinking more clearly and just being really happy for no reason, which was amazing. And one of the things that I really liked doing in this kind of spiritual journey was setting goals and being really intentional about everything I was doing. So me and my husband sat down at the turn of the new year, and we wrote down our goals for ourselves as a person and then our goals for ourselves as a couple for the year of 2019. And one of our goals as a couple was to be debt-free. And another goal was to give more. And I just kept thinking about that because I was like, how am I going to give more and pay all of our debt? Like, how are we going to do this? Like, this is impossible. And we were doing Dave Ramsey and we loved it. And we were doing all the right things, but I really wanted to give more. And I was in the shower right before New Year's and was just thinking, I get my best thinking done in the shower, and just thought maybe I help people and I give more, but it's not money. And for some reason, which just never happens, I was raised really religious, but I'm not a very religious person now. I'm very more spiritual, I say, but I just felt the need to just pray right then and there in the shower. So I just dropped to my knees in the friggin' shower and just said, use me to help people. And that's it. And the whole time I'm sitting there praying, like, please don't let my husband walk in. He's going to be like, what the hell is she doing? But I said that, just use me to help people. And nothing really happened. A couple months later in February, my girlfriend, Katie Bagwell, who is my husband's lifelong childhood best friend's wife. So she started a hair bow business called Honor and Grace, and she hand makes these gorgeous hair bows for little girls. And she sources her fabric from local people, and she's just amazing. But homegirl is not a salesman, bless her heart. Like, she's the kind of girl that would just give something away to you because she doesn't want to ask you to pay for it. She's so sweet and just not a salesman. So I went and bought a bow from her. And it all just happened so weirdly. Like, the business hadn't launched yet. I was on the way to Raleigh and just texted her because she lives in Raleigh and said, do you happen to have any bows ready, even though you haven't launched? We're having a family photo shoot this weekend. I'd love to have one for the shoot. And she was like, oh, I actually do have this one ready. And it was the exact one I wanted. So I went and got one from her, and I was her first customer, which made me so excited to support her. And we were talking about how I've always wanted to own my own business, but I just don't know what I want it to be because I'm really good at sales, but I don't know what my product should be. And she even looked at me and said, you're going to figure it out. Like, it's going to come to you. And I got in the car after buying that bow from her, and I got to the stoplight to get out of her neighborhood and just said out loud to nobody, to myself, how can I help her grow her business more? Like, what can I do to help her? And it is like the universe was waiting and was ready to say, oh, finally, you asked, what can you do? Because at that moment, the name of the business, exactly how it was going to work, every detail came to me at once, like a download. It was crazy. And usually I'm one of 6 kids. I never shut up. I am the oldest of 6 kids. And I have always done things to kind of show off a little bit, to just be like, ooh, look at me. A little bit of validation, but also show off because I'm the oldest and just like that. But this was the first time I had an idea and was like, I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm not going to hear anyone's opinion. I'm not going to do this for validation. I'm doing this because it is the best idea I've ever had. And instead of tearing it down, which is what I usually do when I have an idea, I have 1,000 reasons it won't work. I kept building it up and thinking, oh, well, I can do this and I can do this and I can add that. And it just made so much sense. And I told my friend Katie about it, and she had tears in her eyes and was like, this is amazing. And I told my husband, and he was like, you've got to do this. So from February to August, I just woke up really early and worked before my daughter woke up, and then took her to school, and then worked my full-time job. And then when she went to bed, worked on it, and for 7 months just built in silence. And then in August, on August 18th, which was the 99th anniversary of women's suffrage being ratified to the Constitution, we came out to the world, kind of celebrated women having a voice by using my voice to tell everyone about it, and came out to the world. And when I say came out, I mean my best friends, my dad, my mom, like my family, no one knew. And we told everyone on the 18th, and then we opened sales on September 23rd, which was also my birthday. And we've been open since September, and it has just been insane. And the way that it's all aligning and coming together is unexplainable, but that's also how I know it's exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And it's so exciting. But that's how that was a long story longer, but that's pretty much how it all kind of happened.
I love that you shared that story. So I have to ask you, have you read any of Gabby Bernstein's books?
Yes, I love her. Yes. So when I say this spiritual awakening thing, one of my other goals we wrote for the year was to read one book a month, because I love reading and I just stopped. So I got audiobooks, and because I traveled, I covered North and South Carolina for a vodka brand, and I was doing 3,000 or 4,000 miles a month. So I started listening to books, and Gabby Bernstein, The Universe Has Your Back, was one of them. And if there was one book that's changed my life, it would be that one. And in that book where she says you need to have a universal sign, I did that. And it's a red cardinal. And it is wild that when I ask the universe for a sign, I will see a cardinal, or I'm shown, repeating numbers or something. But a cardinal, it's just the weirdest things have happened with seeing a cardinal. I mean, it's like to the point where when I was so worried about getting funding, the day that I had a meeting about getting money for this business, I saw a rabbit in my backyard, and I think everything's a sign. So I looked up what a rabbit meant, and it's the ancient Chinese symbol of prosperity and abundance. And my husband's family's Chinese. So I was like, this is cool. And then a cardinal landed on the rabbit. It's insane. It doesn't make sense. It's crazy. And thank God I have a picture of it or no one else would believe that. But a cardinal I've never in my life seen a bird land on an animal, but it landed on it. And in the picture, it's like looking me in the eye. It is insane for my universal sign to land on the sign of abundance and prosperity. And then that day I had the meeting about funding and got the money. It's crazy.
It is crazy, but I do feel like, and I grew up Catholic and very like religious and stringent with the way that we were grown up, but I feel like also that more spiritual side of things and the signs and things like that. Have you read Super Attractor then? Her new book?
Oh my God, I need to read that.
Oh, definitely do, because it goes even more in depth on the whole universe and your signs and things of that. And yes, very much so.
Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh, I've got to read that. Have you read, oh my gosh, what is it called? The Untethered Soul?
No, I'm going to add that to mine. Listen to us.
Girl, I mean, it is the spiritual, it's just, it's amazing. It just really talks about how the voice in your head is so important to tame, because so many of us, people will say like, who are you? Or tell me who you are. And people say, oh, I'm a mom, I'm a wife. And it's like, no. That's not, no. Who are you? And people, oh, well, I grew up here. No, that's something that happened to you. Who are you? And at the end of it, like I came out saying like, I am light. I am a light, and that's who I am. And all of these other things and layers have been added that I can describe myself with, but I am light, and that's it. And it's so amazing. And it just changes the way you think about the voice that you hear in your head, because you truly can control that voice.
And I think that this is such an important conversation. Like, this is the work I feel like we should be doing in January.
Yeah.
You brought all this, like, I'm really into mindfulness. Like, this is all part of what I'm noticing. And the first thing is, you're not 40. Like, you're younger than me, aren't you?
I'm 29.
Yeah, I thought you were a lot younger than me. And because I find that a lot of my friends, they're getting close to 40 or just about 40. This is where they start to have that shift of like thinking about all this kind of stuff. And that's why I was like, there's no way that she's even close.
I'm definitely like an old soul in that, again, I'm the oldest of 6. So I feel like I've always just been like the oldest, and I've always been kind of like the parent to my other siblings. And I've just always been like an older soul, I guess, in that I don't like, even college. I went to college and was like, okay, I'm ready to be done with this, and graduated early. Like, I've always wanted to get to the next step for some reason. And now I'm realizing it's not about getting to the next step. It's about slowing down and being where you are right now. And I just love it. And it's so freaking hard and way easier said than done. But like on the days that I have full on breakdowns, because those for sure happen. No joke, 2 days ago was one of them. But they're the days where I'm just like, okay, go back to the practices that make you more mindful of what's important, and, write down your intentions, write down what you're wanting to do. And you can pull yourself out of it instead of just sitting in this negativity and sitting in this I can't mentality. You really can change the way you think and live, and the way you affect everyone around you.
Yes, absolutely. Entirely agree. It's actually one of the conversations I have with my daughters now. Even the little one was getting all frustrated in the car today about the seatbelt and flipping out about it and how she's cold. And there's nothing we can do about that. We can't let it ruin our entire day, though. We have to know we can fix it and then move on.
Exactly.
Just having those kind of, I don't know, starting them young and understanding how to figure it out, and not.
Then you don't have to unlearn a bunch of stuff.
Yes. And
that was my problem, was unlearning a bunch of limits that had been put on me from beliefs that weren't even mine, but beliefs of other people that I just took on as my own. And I had to just take all of it off and start fresh. And it's like, people say that and you're like, oh, it's so inspiring and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, it sucks. And it's so hard and it's so much work. But it's like, if you're willing to put in that work and unlearn some beliefs and just start from scratch, it's a game changer, because the voice in your head, if I would have thought to start a business 3 years ago, I would have talked myself out of it so quickly. But if you can just edit that voice in your head, like the book Untethered Soul pretty much tells you, imagine that voice sitting next to you in the car. Would you want to be friends with that person? Would you want to go on a road trip with them? And if not, tell them to shut up. And I literally sometimes hear the voice in my head tell me I can't do that or be negative. And I imagine that person next to me and I'm like, shut up. You were wrong. Shut up. And you just have, even though that sounds psycho, you have to just tell it to shut up, because that's not you. That's some crap that is trying to protect you when in reality, they have no idea what's coming for you and the blessings that are surrounding you. And you just have to not listen.
Yes. So I love that you're talking about standing up for not only ourselves, but other women as well.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about the mission behind Xershi.
Whether you're a seasoned podcaster or just thinking of starting a podcast, you need to listen to Buzzcast from the folks at Buzzsprout. Here we go! Buzzcast covers everything a podcaster should know, from marketing strategies and how to make money from your podcast to the latest and greatest tech and industry insights to keep you on the cutting edge. Follow Buzzcast by clicking the link in the description or go to buzzcast.buzzsprout.com and keep podcasting.
Yes. So originally I had always wanted my own product to sell and a business around my own product. And then after seeing Katie start her business and being really proud of her and kind of saying, how can I help? That's when it hit me. I don't have to have my own product. Like, I'm really good at selling things, and it's not like the normal, like I'm not like one of those people that can teach you about sales. Like, that's not what I mean when I say I'm good at sales. I mean, I'm the kind of person that I'll go in and sit down with somebody and I don't care who they are. I don't care what I'm selling. I will get them to buy it because I just know how to read people. I know how to talk to people. I know how to form a relationship that can make the sale beneficial to both people, no matter what it is. We can figure out a way for it to work for everybody. And I just feel like that's something you can't teach. So I was like, well, why not use this gift I have to help a bunch of other people? So I started doing a lot of research on female entrepreneurship and found some really sad and horrible statistics. And, you know, as a mom of girls, you want to change the world to make it better for your girls. So, you know, I mean, in this time that we're in right now with the Me Too movement, and all these other things that seem really overwhelming and things that you can't change, I was like, well, what can I control? I can sell things, and female entrepreneurs don't get funding. In 2018, $130 billion was given out by venture capitalists, and $127 billion went to dudes. So it was 2.2 billion went to women, or 2.2% went to women. So it was a little over 3 billion. It's insane that 2% went to women. That's crazy. And what's else is really crazy is over 60% of every business was started by a woman. So more women are starting businesses, but only 2% are getting funding. So there's no lack of women out there with ambition and drive and hustle and great ideas, but there is a lack of them getting the opportunity that they need to grow it the way they want. So the only thing I control is me, and what I can do is help sell it and be creative. So I thought, let's put all of these women's products together in a box. Let's make a magazine that talks all about the women behind the brand, because the only thing I know about sales is doesn't matter what you're selling at all, that it's all about the relationship and the story. So in the magazine, the second you open the box is a magazine, and every page in there is about what products are in there. But more importantly, it's about the woman behind that brand. So it tells you, you know, Georgia, who's the woman behind Urban Roots, which was in one of our first boxes. It tells you that she's in Fuquay Varina. She's the 8th generation to live on her family's farm. She's got 4 kids that she homeschools, all of them, and runs her successful business. And you get to just be like, holy crap, like, she's friggin' Wonder Woman. This is amazing. And you learn that she started her business because she was wanting sunscreen for her baby, and there was nothing that was truly non-toxic. So she made her own, and it makes you feel really connected to Georgia as a woman, as a mother, as a person. And you want to support her instead of going to Walmart and getting whatever crap says it's organic, but isn't. And it just makes you want to spend $1 or $2 more on a product that's made locally that benefits a woman and her family instead of putting money in the 1%. So I feel like for consumers, it's something that helps you feel like you can make a change. You don't have to just say there's a 1% with all the money. What do we do? Well, let's stop putting money in their pocket. That's what you can do. Change the way you shop, because women don't realize we have so much power. People always say, oh, well, women just take care of babies and go shopping. Yeah, you're absolutely right. We go frickin' shopping, and we've got all the buying power. So guess what? We're not going to shop anymore with the 1% that's putting chemicals in products that are harmful for us and our babies and harmful for the planet. And we're going to start shopping with women who have drive and ambition and a dream and are making things that are healthy for our planet and our families. And we're just going to change the way we shop, but also we're going to give 10% back to different nonprofits that benefit women and girls while we're at it. So 10% from every box goes back. But in the magazine, going back to that, there's information on the woman and the brand, but there's also information to where to go purchase more. So it tells you where to go buy again directly from her, and a coupon code that helps you want to actually go do it. So you get to try a new product, but then you get to go purchase it again and over and use this discount code. So it just helps the way you shop. And then for female entrepreneurs, we're helping deliver your products to people who want to buy local, who want to buy female owned. And we're just matching you up with people that want to support you instead of you banging your head against the wall, paying for social media ads and all this stuff to find these customers. We've already got them, and we're going to deliver your product to their doorstep and tell them why it's so amazing and why they should love you. So I think it's just a good meet in the middle for everyone to just change everything, female entrepreneurship and how it's seen. And then the things we buy just change the way we act as consumers.
Yes. And there's actual intention behind what we're buying. So much. All right. So we get a magazine. What else would come inside of the subscription box? Could you give me an example of what I can find in a box?
Yes. So our name is Circe, and it's based on the word Circe, which just is a small, unexpected gift. It's a really old Southern term. And so the boxes, you don't really know what's in them before you get them. We give you kind of an idea, and there's multiple boxes to choose from, so you know kind of what things you're getting. So there's the Goddess box, which is full of all products that are very woo-woo, very spiritual. When I say Goddess box, I tell people to think like Asheville. It's got like meditation kind of stuff, crystals, all items that are non-toxic, things that are helpful for our planet, things that are really healthy for us. Always, if there's ever snacks or anything in there, they're always vegan, gluten-free, just really healthy things, like non-toxic face wash and like a bamboo toothbrush and things like that.
Okay.
And we've got the Mama box, which is always items geared towards mothers anywhere in their motherhood journey. So you get to tell us if you are trying to conceive, currently pregnant, if you've already got kids, how old they are, girls or boys. And then the boxes that you get, they're all the Mama boxes are mostly the same, but one or two items are changed out based on whatever answers you gave us. So they're kind of tailored around you and where you are in your motherhood journey. So if you're currently pregnant, we're not going to send you, an art thing that's meant for a 10-year-old. We're going to send you things that are meant for babies. So you're getting things you want to use. And that's things that are the Mama box. It's a lot of things meant to really be for the mom, like self-care items for the mom. And there's always one or two items in there for the kid to enjoy as well. And then there's the Southern box, which is all things made in the South and things celebratory of the South. So everything in it is made in the South by a woman. And then it's things that are celebrating the South, kind of like, cheese straws or like a print of Charleston or a magnolia scented room spray, or things that are all just, reminiscent of the South. And that's perfect for people that have grown up here and moved away, or people that are new to the area. So we've got those. And then we also have the North Carolina box and the South Carolina box, which are part of our state line boxes. So this is a lot. I know I'm like word vomiting all over you. But the Mama box, the Goddess box, and the Southern box are the only ones you can subscribe to. So you get them every 3 months.
That was the question I was going to ask, which were subscriptions and which could I just purchase a box to send as a gift for someone?
Yeah. So the Goddess, Mama, and Southern, you can buy just once or you can subscribe to.
Okay.
And the other boxes we have, you can only buy one by one. You can't subscribe to. So the other boxes are the North Carolina box, which are all items made in North Carolina, and 10% goes back to a nonprofit in North Carolina. So everything's staying in your community. The second is a South Carolina box, same deal. Everything's from South Carolina, give back to South Carolina. Eventually the goal is to have a box for every state. Stay tuned. We'll see how that goes. But those will change every year. So it'll be the same products in it for an entire year. So we get to have a year-long partnership with one nonprofit and with all the brands in it. So they all really get bang for their buck. And 2020, the goal for the state boxes is really to sell into retail, so that people that are coming to visit, especially around the coast, when they want to buy something to take home to commemorate their trip, why not buy this box that you're able to take all these things home from your trip, from where you saw, but also you're doing good in the area you just visited. So that's what we're doing there. And then also, and you're going to be the first to know, but this is exciting. We're adding a lot more gift options. So the first that we're going to have, and it's going to go up on our site in 2 weeks, is the Valentine's Day box. And we have 2 of those. There's a Valentine's Day box and a Galentine's Day box. So Valentine's is for someone to give to their partner, someone to give their female partner. So man, woman, to give to their girlfriend, wife, whatever, full of goodies for Valentine's Day. And the Galentine's Day box is for girls to give all their friends. So that one will be only $39. It's a little lower price. We're going to do some fun sales there, but it's just all about self-love and girl power and just loving our girlfriends. And then we're going to have a Mother's Day box in May and a Father's Day box. We're going to do a Pride box in June, and then we'll have a holiday box in December. So we're adding a lot more curated boxes you can buy just once, but always want people to subscribe to Mama, Goddess, or Southern box, which renews every quarter. And it's all things tailored around that season. So like the summer box will have sunscreen and things you need in the summer. The winter box will have things you need there. Fall will have fall scented things. So it's all based around the season. So you can subscribe, you can buy once, you can do whatever you want, send it to a friend, whatever you want to do. There's so many options.
Okay. No, that sounds, I love that you have so many different options and that they don't necessarily have to be subscription. It's a great gift idea. I love that you're doing Valentine's Day. Perfect. So if y'all who are listening are looking for a cute idea for Valentine's Day, make sure you have your husbands jump right over. Or if you have girlfriends that you're going to send something to, this is perfect for that. Yes. So McKenzie, tell me how you've gone about marketing this, because you've accomplished, I feel like, so much. I see you all the time doing different PR, all sorts of things in such a short amount of time. So how are you marketing right now?
So the past companies I worked for were all startups, and I feel like I learned a lot from their mistakes or from the things they did right. And the one thing I really learned, and this is a Bill Gates quote, was if I had $1 left, I'd spend it on PR. And that is why I have done that. I feel like I've tried to trim the fat of where I'm spending money with my business. And the one thing I'm not really willing to trim the fat with at all is with my publicist. Arden McLaughlin is amazing. And she has gotten us so much PR. We've been on so many news segments, podcasts, radio, all these different things. And I feel like if nothing else, at least being out there and being seen is the most important thing, because people want to be aware of your brand. They want to feel safe that it's something that's out there. It's not just some weird little, oh, what is this? Let me look it up. They'd be like Better Business Bureau. But if they see you on TV and they see you doing all these things, like, oh, well, okay, they've kind of got it together. Let me see what they've got going on. So, and it gets eyes on your brand that you might not have thought to target either. So like, I think getting a publicist is the best thing in the world. But after that, which I can't believe it, but social media ads has been really, really helpful. We just started doing those maybe 3 weeks ago, and the change we have seen from that has been insane. We used to only see a big spike right when we launched the box, and now we're getting sales every day because of those. So if anybody needs a good social media ad person, Karen Nelson, she's amazing. She's in Washington. She's great. Let me know. I'll hook you up. That's been great. And then 2, working with some social media influencers, just because, and not even big ones, not even huge influencers, just local people with, a couple thousand followers that people really are interested in and love them. I wanted to send to them, and they all posted for free because they know that the mission, it's really mission driven, and they wanted to help. And they've all been so helpful. And even if I didn't get purchases from those people talking about it, it got us so many more followers and so many more people seeing what we're doing and reaching out saying, oh, well, I make this product. How can I be in the box? So I think just working with micro influencers and having someone help with social media ads and a publicist has been so helpful. And also saying, I never say no to any networking thing. If there's any kind of networking event, go, because there's probably someone there that you will meet that knows a lot more about you than anything and can help you in some way. So I feel like that's been what we've been doing, and it's been working so far.
I love that you mentioned the fact about micro influencers, because that's my audience. My audience, everyone listening, influencers, bloggers, like that's who they are.
Yeah.
And I think what was really important about what you said is that it didn't necessarily result in direct sales, but it builds your brand awareness. And that's the power that micro influencers have. And a lot of times I feel like they stall and they don't understand the influence they do have and how to articulate it. It's that, what you said, it's building that brand awareness, letting people know this is a product that's offered, that's out there. So I'm so glad that you actually brought that up.
Perfect. And also because I feel like you can, it's one thing to get purchases from something, but it's also another to, like, my goal isn't necessarily, of course I want to make money, but my goal isn't making money. My goal is to have influence over people so that they want to purchase whatever we're doing. So influence is the most important thing. And these micro influencers, even if they only have 500 followers or 50,000, it doesn't matter. I feel like the smaller you are, the more people feel personally connected to you. And also the more they believe what you're saying. Because when you have 1 million followers, they're also like, okay, you're getting paid to do this. Like, do you really believe this? So I feel like the smaller you are, honestly, the more power you really have, because those people really, really trust you and they feel really connected to you, and you really have more of a sense of community than the bigger ones have. Like Kim Kardashian, she's amazing. She sells a lot of things, but she doesn't know anything about her followers. It's not a real community, where if you're a smaller one, you truly have a community you can count on that's not supporting your business. They're supporting you as a person. So no matter what your business is, they're going to be there to support you. So I love that.
Absolutely. And that's why we talk about all the time on here about that you are your brand, because it is It's about that relationship that you can build, direct messages that you're taking time to answer, that you personally answering, not Kim Kardashian. That's just one of those kind of things.
You get a message directly from somebody, I'm like, oh, they read it. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I feel like we always forget to give ourselves credit too. Like, even if you have 2,000 followers, those are 2,000 people that have chosen to follow and listen to what you're saying and watch what you're doing. Like, that's a huge responsibility. That's amazing that they all want to follow you, and to reach out and speak to each one of them. You have to remember they're probably like, oh my God, they reached out. This is amazing. Like, they're so much more impressed with you than you think that they are. And you're so much more influential than you think you are.
Yes. Nope, I totally agree. So now tell us, where are the best places to have that personal relationship with you?
Well, all of our social media, of course, is at Shop Surshe, Surshe. And then our website is www.surshe.com. And me and my girlfriend, Heather, she is running all of our social media for us. So me or her will be the ones to respond back to anything. And then on our website, you can see it, keep up with everything we've got going on. But really, social media, we'll get back to you, immediately.
Awesome. No, that's perfect. And we talked about putting together a promotion, since we are an audience of female entrepreneurs and there is Valentine's Day right around the corner.
Yes.
I thought it would be a great idea to be able to purchase a box, and you offered up 20% off.
Of course. And the boxes are already only $49.99, which is so affordable. But with the code Jenny20, Jenny 20, they'll get 20% off their whole purchase. So they can buy one box, they can subscribe, whatever they want to do. But Jenny20 will get them 20% off their order.
Perfect. McKenzie, thank you so much for taking the time to have this conversation with me and being so open and honest about it. I think you being vulnerable is just tells your story.
Yeah, I think that's the key to everything, is just be an open freaking book, even if it's scary or weird or awkward. Like, that's what people connect with and love.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
All right. Well, there you have it. Clearly, McKenzie and I probably could have spoken with each other and have gone on asking each other questions for another hour. But afterwards, we did, once we were done recording. And I am so excited because McKenzie and Surshe will actually be at Influencer Entrepreneurs Academy here in Charlotte for my annual conference that is March 31st through April 2nd. So if you don't have your tickets yet, make sure that you do. Also, make sure that you take advantage of that discount code. Like we talked about, it's a perfect Valentine's Day gift idea for a friend, or gift it to yourself. It can always be a gift from your husband. I know mine has a tendency for forgetting Valentine's Day, so it's a perfect gift idea for yourself. All right, you guys, you know how much I love being able to see where you are listening in. If you take a screenshot and let me know that you are listening, tag me on your Instagram stories at Jenny_Melrose, as well as at Shop Surshe, so that McKenzie can see it as well. We appreciate it so much. And you know we are going to send you a direct message thanking you, because it is us answering our platforms. All right, you guys, until next time, I will see you all then.